Before his death, Andre the Giant stunned the wrestling world by revealing the wrestlers he despised most. 10. Randy, Macho Man Savage. But this wasn't about petty grudges or match results. It boiled down to something far more unexpected: baby oil. For a man of Andre the Giant's size, the wrestling ring was already a brutal battlefield. After each match, drenched in sweat and stage makeup, cleaning up was a Herculean task. But Randy Savage made it worse. He'd step into the ring completely covered in baby oil, leaving Andre's skin slick and making his post-match routine even harder. Andre despised this, but Savage refused to change, arguing that granting Andre an exception would set a precedent for everyone. To Andre, that was unacceptable. Their matches became increasingly intense, with backstage tension building. Savage's defiance came at a steep price, and Andre was ready to collect. 9. Hulk Hogan. Andre the Giant's disdain for Hulk Hogan wasn't about pride, it was about respect. To Andre, Hogan hadn't earned his place in the business. Andre came from a time when wrestling was treated as a sacred art passed down through generations, while Hogan was loud, brash, and, in Andre's eyes, disrespectful. Andre didn't see Hogan as a peer, he saw him as an arrogant upstart. So, he made sure Hogan felt every bump and slam, sending a clear message: "You're not ready for this." Hogan admitted Andre had no patience for his cocky attitude, but it wasn't personal. Andre loved the business too much to let anyone disrespect its legacy. By the time WrestleMania 3 arrived, Hogan had become the face of wrestling, but he still feared Andre. So much so that he scripted their iconic match to control the outcome. Hogan later confessed that if Andre had known, it would have ended very differently, with blood on the mat. But Andre, ever the professional, respected the moment and passed the torch instead of crushing Hogan. 8. Big John Studd. Big John Studd was a ticking time bomb, and Andre the Giant was more than ready to deal with him. His first mistake? Trying to replace Andre. Studd openly declared himself as the new giant, even resorting to growth hormones to match Andre's enormous size. To Andre, this wasn't just a challenge, it was a direct insult to the legacy he'd built over decades. The tipping point came during a match in Demos, Iowa, when Studd crossed a line. He stepped over the top rope, Andre's signature move. Despite Andre's warnings, Studd ignored him, and that's when Andre snapped. He beat Studd so brutally that the big man walked out of the ring and never returned. Studd may have entered the scene with grand ambitions of overshadowing Andre, but after being tossed around like a rag doll by a 500-pound giant, he quickly learned his lesson. Never mess with Andre the Giant. 7. Kamala. At first, Andre the Giant and Kamala seemed like an unstoppable duo, two giants set to dominate the ring. But behind the scenes, Andre couldn't stand Kamala, and it all started in 1982. Their first match had a minor wrestling mistake, but Andre didn't let it slide. He called Kamala a dumb SOB in the middle of the match, escalating into an all-out fight. The next night, Kamala confronted Andre with a gun in his pocket for safety. Surprisingly, Andre didn't fight back. He simply raised his hands, smiled, and apologized, realizing he was done with the conflict. While Andre respected Kamala after that, their relationship was far from friendly. Kamala later described Andre as temperamental and rude, and he never fully trusted him, keeping the gun close for safety. 6. The Ultimate Warrior. To Andre, the Ultimate Warrior represented everything wrong with 80s wrestling: loud, reckless, and disrespectful. By the time they crossed paths, Andre's body was broken, but he still showed up, because that's what professionals did. The Warrior, however, treated every match like a freight train, ignoring Andre's attempts to bring order. One reckless slam was the last straw for Andre, who knocked him down with a single blow, reminding him that respect was the true power in the ring. Their matches were kept short, with Andre doing minimal work. The Warrior, however, seemed oblivious to the tension, too focused on his own mystique to care about Andre's feelings. 5. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Andre didn't hate Hacksaw Jim Duggan, but their relationship was complicated. Duggan's wild, unpredictable persona clashed with Andre's love for order. In the early years, Duggan was out of his depth, but he survived, and Andre took notice. Years later, at Madison Square Garden, Duggan earned Andre's respect, but Andre still made sure he felt every bit of his 500-pound weight, dropping him with a devastating splash. The most memorable moment came when Duggan knocked Andre out with his 2 or 4, the only time Andre was ever knocked out in a match. Despite the tension, Duggan wasn't bitter. He traveled with Andre, saw the man behind the myth, and respected the lonely giant who couldn't blend into crowds or fit in airplane seats. 4. Bam Bam Bigelow. Andre the Giant had a deep dislike for Bam Bam Bigelow, and it wasn't just because of his size. Bigelow's cocky arrogance rubbed Andre the wrong way. In the late 80s, Bigelow strutted into the WWF, boasting about making big money and throwing his weight around. Andre didn't tolerate that kind of ego. During a match at Madison Square Garden, Andre decided to teach Bigelow a lesson. According to Bret Hart, Andre nearly crushed Bigelow with a brutal beating that made it clear, "Don't get too big for your boots." Bigelow's ego deflated fast. Years later, Bigelow recalled the incident, calling Andre a big, mean, smelly giant who tried to kill him in the ring. Despite laughing about it, there was bitterness in his voice. For Andre, it was just another hot-headed rookie who needed to be put in his place. 3. Bad News Brown. The tension between Andre and Bad News Brown began with a casual racial slur on a bus, which Brown didn't let slide. Brown demanded they settle it face-to-face, but Andre stayed silent. The next day, Brown calmly confronted Andre, saying, "I never insult your people, don't insult mine." Andre was taken aback and, surprisingly, apologized, showing a rare moment of humility. Their relationship remained distant, but the respect was there by the time Andre passed. 2. The Iron Sheik. Andre the Giant despised the Iron Sheik, not just for his arrogance, but for his disrespect toward everyone in the business. Sheik's brash behavior was a ticking time bomb for Andre, and according to Hulk Hogan, Andre nearly ended Sheik's career in the ring as a lesson. Andre's code was clear: respect the business or face the consequences. Sheik learned that the hard way, enduring painful holds and even a nasty breath in his face from Andre. 1. Jake the Snake Roberts. Jake the Snake Roberts initially didn't get much love from Andre. While Jake admired him, Andre showed no mercy in their first match, which infuriated Jake. After a backstage confrontation, the two came to an understanding. But Andre's respect didn't come without a price. One time, Andre stood on Jake's hair and farted while squashing him in the ring. It was brutal, but Jake admired Andre's strength and toughness. Despite the rough treatment, Jake understood the man behind the myth. Who else do you think Andre hated? Let us know in the comments. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out more videos on our channel.